it is a really good competition, and I know when you look at the way it's set up and look at the previous winners, particularly it got going back again about 8 years ago, didn't it? 8, 9 years ago in the current format. It is dominated by Sweden and Finland, which is as you'd expect, but it does produce some really good matchups, some very interesting matchups all the way along the competition, giving club teams across Europe real chance to mix it with the more elite teams, the more kind of ones with the most name value. Great for those teams, great for the players playing for them to really put themselves in the shop window. And the competition so far this season has been really good. Some shocks, not least Tappara Tampere, the reigning champions, getting knocked out at the group stage, not even making it to the playoffs. But we are now in the semi-finals, and 4 countries represented in there. First legs are done. Let's take a look. So, first semi-final, Vitkovice Radira from the Czech Republic and Skellefteå from Sweden. So, first leg in that one was at the Ostrava Arena. Vitkovice Radira were hoping to make that home ice count, really, because Skellefteå probably are the favourite of the 4 teams left in the competition. It was an exciting back-and-forth game, particularly the first period. There were 4 goals shared out in a little more than 6 minutes in this one. Back and forth. Skellefteå got it started 5.5 minutes into the game. Linus Lidström opened the scoring. Vitkovice hit back. The crowd were going crazy. Captain Dominik Lakatosh on a power play, and then an alternate captain, Rastislav Day, hit another goal. So that was the home team coming back into it, scoring 2 goals. And that was 2 goals in like 3 minutes or so. So they turned around a 1-0 deficit to 2-1. But crucial moment came in the game just a few minutes later. It was on the 11th minute, and not just a crucial moment in that first leg, but potentially will be looked back on as a crucial moment in the semi-final, because on the 11th minute, Skellefteå's Per Lindholm got called for a slashing infraction. So Vitkovice went back on the power play that had worked well for them to get back into the game just a little early in the first period. However, 30 seconds into the power play, Martin Circles picked up a loose puck, the Vitkovice zone, fired a wrist shot, a fantastic shot it was, past Lukas Klimesh in the Vitkovice goal, and that tied it up 2-2. And of course, under the experimental power play rules that were in effect in the Champions Hockey League this season, it also killed the power play straight away after 30 minutes. So, from a great opportunity for Vitkovice to maybe get a couple of goals ahead, Skellefteå got right back in it, completely turned the momentum of the game around. And from there, Skellefteå were able to go on and win the first leg 4-2. Per Lindholm scored in the second period, Dylan Sakura scored in the third. So the Swedish team have a 2-goal lead heading back to the Skellefteå Kraft Arena on Tuesday this week. So that's Tuesday 16th. Disappointing for Vitkovice. They're still in it. They're only 2 goals behind, so no one's counting them out just yet. But this was certainly a matchup where you thought Skellefteå have been so good this season, so good at home in particular. Vitkovice really needed a win from the home leg to give them a good chance, didn't they? But they're still in it. Still there, but you've got to fancy Skellefteå from here with a 4-2 lead. Of course, it is done on an aggregate score over the 2 games, so they go in essentially 2 goals to the good, and will look to make the most of that advantage on Tuesday. In the other semi-final, it was Switzerland against Finland. So Switzerland's Jeff Servet in Geneva and Finland's Luko Rama. Now, this one is all square. 2-2 after the first leg, so everything to play for in the second leg in Finland. Genève as a home team got off to the perfect start, taking the lead on 8 minutes through Marco Miranda. 4.5 minutes into the second period, Luko Rama turned the game on its head with 2 quick goals. Captain Julius Matala, him again, he's been so good for them. He equalised with a quick rebound attempt. I mean, it took everyone surprised, not least Genève's Finnish goalkeeper, Jori Orkinora, who's in goal for Genève Servette, but took a good shot. It bounced out a long way back to him, and he just fired it in, like, in a blink of an eye stuff. And it almost took everyone by surprise. The commentator, oh, wow, they've scored. Brilliant stuff from him. And then 2 minutes later, Really nice play by Tuka Texler. Sent through Gabriel Fontaine on the rush. He made no mistake, made it 2-1 to the visiting team. So they were in a great position. But credit goes to Genève Servette, though. They hit back. They didn't go under. It could have been a big blow to them. Just 2.5 minutes later, they equalised through defenseman Giancarlo Chanton. And that's how the game finished, 2-2. So Luca Rama will head back home for the second leg, confident. Win at home, they go through. That's a perfect position for them to be in. But Genève Servette are right there. And if they can get the first goal, especially if they can get 2 goals ahead potentially, boy, is that going to put the pressure on Luca Rabbit with a home crowd behind them. So plenty to look forward to in that one. The schedule for next week, so it's Tuesday 16th. The first game is actually going to be Luca Rabbit and Genève Servette. That starts 6:30 p.m. local time. It's 4:30 p.m. UK time. And then 90 minutes later, it's Skellefteå against Vitkovic Redera. It starts at 7 p.m. local time in Sweden, 6 p.m. here in the UK. The winners will go through to the final, which is a single game showdown that takes place in a month's time. That's on Tuesday, February 20th. So who is going to do it? You have to look. Coming into the semi-finals, the established names were Skellefteå and Luca Rama, Swedish, Finnish competitors. You would expect them to go through. Skellefteå definitely are in the box seat there in their tie. Luca Rama, you'd favour them because they're level and going home. But Genève Servette and Vitkovic Redera certainly are not out of it. And yeah, we could have a real shock on our hands if one of those get through. But we'll see. Plenty to look forward to on that. You can find out all the details on the Champions Hockey League website, including where you can watch it. But keep an eye out for that because it is a great competition. Really getting to the heart of the matter with the semi-final stage and plenty to play for from here.